Hi, I'm Erica Ramirez, founder of Illy and host of What About Your Friends, a brand new show on the Ringer Podcast Network dedicated to the many lives of friendship and how it's portrayed in pop culture. Every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed, I'll be talking with my best friend, Stephen Othello, and your favorites from within the Ringer and beyond about friendships on TV, in movies, pop culture, and our real lives. So join me every Wednesday on the Ringer Dish feed, where we try to answer the question TLC asked back in the day, what about your friends?
This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 Bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements, so many other couples we didn't see them coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. Welcome to Bachelor Party. We're so lucky. Callie's back for another episode this week. Hi, Callie.
Hello. Are we lucky? I mean, this wasn't super eventful.
No, it wasn't, but we'll just hit a couple things. We'll keep it light. We'll keep it short. We'll check in on Love Island, as we do. First of all, it's confirmed. Charity is our new Bachelorette. Thoughts?
So I looked online this morning to see what reactions were, and I feel like it's a pretty mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of people that were excited. I feel like everyone thinks she's really pretty, which we're also on that bandwagon.
She is.
So there's that.
Loved her white dress last night. She looked really good.
I also liked her hair. Her styling was great. You could tell literally 2 seconds in, I was like, Bachelorette.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When they have the woman tell all, they're testing people out. They usually have the Bachelor stylist do their look, whereas everyone else has to do it themselves. So an indication to Charity. I mean, she must have known she was in contention, but she should have known if she was the only one who got the Bachelor style and stylist. And it was evident. She looked really good.
Yeah. I wonder if she was the only one.
I mean, Christina Mandrell they didn't show her. So I doubt that she was being considered. I don't know who else from this group they would have considered.
Katie?
No one else had a noticeable glow up. So I wonder if they would have considered
good
Ariel.
all season. Or no,
Who's Katie?
Fuck, I'm sorry. Catherine.
Kat.
I told you I get them confused. Right. Kat. I think Kat looked good all season, but I thought she looked really pretty.
Kat with a K. Yeah, she is really pretty. I think that they just, it was clear it wasn't going to be her. But yeah, Kat with a K. But anyway, I thought Charity looked good. I liked the little video at the end they showed where they tricked her. When she thought she was doing a social video, but Jessie was telling her she's Bachelorette.
I hated it.
You did? Well, did you hate the stunt or did you hate her? Because I thought she was kind of fun in that moment. Maybe I just liked it because she was they're camping or glamping. And she said glamping, but neither. And I feel the same way.
Also, they said dine out or take out. And I was like, same thing.
Mm-hmm. No, take out is you bring it home with you. Go pick it up, bring it home.
What's dine out?
Eat at the restaurant.
Dine out?
Yeah.
Isn't it dine in?
I think it's we're dining out tonight. Dining out is a phrase. It was poorly worded, but it does work.
Okay,
Callie
I was
really skeptical.
Yeah, I was confused by that question because she's like, I'm a dine out girl. And I was like, me too? Take it home? I don't know. I was very confused. Anyways, no, the skit was fine. I'm just she knows. So it just felt weird to me. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm crying. And I'm like, you're actually not. You're not crying. And she kept saying it. And then eventually she started crying. I was like, she was really working herself up to get the tears going, which on the season, she probably cried the most out of anyone. So
yeah.
I'm like, you cried on demand for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is. And now you keep telling me you're crying and you're not, which means like you knew what was happening and you're trying to force yourself to cry. That being said, it's not her. Like they made her do that. So I don't know what you want from her. She's not an actress. Like, what did you expect?
It's like when people say they find something funny and they're like, oh my God, that's so funny. Then they don't laugh. It's just like, that's so funny. I'm crying.
If you thought it was funny, you would be laughing.
Yeah.
So I just didn't like it. In general, I thought Jessie had a few like corny moments last night.
He did. I think that he was trying to, I felt that was the closest to playing Chris Harrison he's come, in that like he was really trying to fill the role in a different way. Maybe it's because they started with the crashing those parties, which like are those all paid actors? There's no way those parties were happening.
Oh, gosh.
And in the past, I knew of people whose parties they showed up to, but I just don't think those were real. I don't know if people are doing that anymore, but I felt like he was trying very hard to show a little bit more like host personality, but like, we just want Jessie. Just be you, man. Don't try to be Chris Harrison.
It wasn't for me. Not my favorite Jessie performance.
Well, I think I'm excited about Charity. I wouldn't say I'm not against it. I think she seems like she'll be good.
The other takes were a lot of people wanted Gabby, it looked like on Twitter. People were annoyed Gabby wasn't. They also, some people were like, Gabby should have been it so she could represent for the neurodivergent. Which I just like don't identify, like her having ADHD. I was just like, I mean, I'm sure there's been past contestants with it. They just didn't talk about it. I don't know. And I'm saying this as someone who obviously has it, or I don't know if it's obvious, but I do. And I was just like, I don't know if I care that much about representation that way.
Yeah.
Specifically to ADD or ADHD. And then some people were like, can we get like a different diversity? It's been like black. But then I saw some people say, I didn't realize that we have had a few Latin people. Yeah. Gabby's half Latin.
Claire and Gabby.
Claire, Tasha is Latin.
Half Mexican.
Juan Pablo. Yeah, reading them all, I was like, oh, I was not aware of all these people. I guess even JoJo is half something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I forget as well, but you're correct. Is her mom Armenian, perhaps?
I don't know. It said Latin.
I think she might be. Oh, really?
Yeah. But I just wasn't aware. And when it was all said out loud, I was like, oh, I guess there has been a few Latin people, but not any Asian.
Nope.
And that also made me think, I'm like, there's not a lot of Asian people on the show, period.
Yeah. And they really tend to not go far.
So that obviously makes it harder for casting for the main character or for the lead if there's not many people on the show. Which I was just like, I think, don't come on the show. I support that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like sort of an interesting question. Like, what kind of representation should The Bachelor be held responsible for? And I guess, striving for and also held responsible for. And I guess like, and I also just think that like not all representation is, or like not all different underrepresented groups are the same. And and also, it's interesting when Ariel on Monday was like, he needs to know about, like, to know me is to like know about my Judaism and whatever. I think people were really excited. Like, there's this Jewish pop culture account on Instagram called Hey Alma and this website called Hey Alma. And they're celebrating that moment. And it was cool because it's so rare for the show. But I guess like to me, as like in terms of like Judaism and reality TV, which there's very little of, I'm just like kind of like, I'm not really interested in like this sort of like planting your flag type of representation. Like I kind of prefer on The Housewives, like someone like Heather Dubrow and Jill Zarin, where it's like by sharing who they are and like how they live their lives, that's like how you represent a Jewish woman versus being like, I'm Jewish, let's go to a deli. So, it's like funny that they had gefilte fish and tongue, which are not two staples of like modern Jewish cuisine, but like historically, sure. But I'm just sort of like, I don't know, like for me, in terms of like Jewish representation, I'm not looking to The Bachelor to fill that role. I think it's funny and I get a kick out of it, but like, I know they're not going to do it right.
Yeah, I also just feel like there's so much pressure that comes with that. Like Rachel did such a good job, like looking back.
Yeah.
But even, what's her name? Michelle?
Tasha? Michelle?
No, Michelle. Like I could just see like how hard she did not want to mess up at all. And same with Matt.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's so much like pressure. So it's not necessarily like fun to be that.
Yeah. I also think that, don't you think that also, well, I'm curious for your opinion, but I also think that like the pressure of being a high profile Black person in this world is just much more consequential than being like a Jewish woman in this world. So like, that's why I'm sort of like, I don't care. And like, it contributes less to progress in a way. Like, I don't think it shouldn't be a part of it, but I just think that the like representation of race is just different than other types of representations.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like what you said in the beginning, like, I don't think that it's all the same or all equal or whatever. And I think the past 5 years, like clearly the diversity has changed for the
they've
franchise.
made a way bigger effort, way bigger effort, and it's great.
I also think it's impossible to please everyone.
Yeah. And also, I think one thing about Rachel being the first Black Bachelorette, and it was in, I think, 2018, maybe 17. I think that, it was historic, and it was discussed that Rachel is the first Black Bachelorette, and that's awesome. And then I think she kind of like got to be Rachel, and she got to like be like this person that like we're really lucky to have as our friend now. I feel like for Michelle specifically, and now Charity, maybe, and Tasha to a certain extent, but I think it was just a little bit different with Tasha because she came in halfway for Claire. So like the buildup was different, but I just feel like there's such a big focus pre-show on their race and them being Black women that like it sort of puts them in this position of pressure that people are really aware of, and maybe a way that was like just, it was discussed less when Rachel was the Bachelorette.
I agree. Well, I mean, times are different, so it's just different.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I would love for it to get to a place where anybody could be Bachelorette and they just get to be the Bachelorette.
Yeah. They don't have to like carry this huge weight, but I think
we're there yet.
No.
But I think when I first heard Charity, I was just pissed because I wanted someone that's like controversial. I just like controversial,
Yeah.
both. I just want like the drama of it all, and that's not her. So I was like a little like, I don't want like
Are
another
we sure
boring.
It's not her? She was involved in a lot of drama. She wasn't confrontational, but she was involved in a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Maybe she will be as the lead.
We'll see. I'm also just excited to see her family again. I really liked her brother.
Yeah, her family was great. She's a babe. Enjoyed them. Well, good luck to her. Her journey starts very soon. I think they start filming like this weekend.
This week.
Yeah. Crazy. By the way, I want to say I was really wrong. I said they couldn't pick someone from this season because of the filming. So clearly I was wrong. To quote the great Jerry Orbach in Dirty Dancing, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. Have you seen Dirty Dancing?
No.
Wow. Okay. It's a good movie.
There's another movie I didn't see that my mom was appalled with me. John Travolta.
Saturday Night Fever?
Haven't seen it.
Oh. We were talking about if it's weird for people our age to have not seen Grease. And the answer is yes. But I don't think it's weird to Saturday Night Fever. It's a little bit more like a remnant from the 70s. I haven't seen it. Like I saw it, but I haven't seen it in years. It's also a super, super, very New York movie. There's a big scene on the Verrazano Bridge.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, of course. It's a great name. And the Bee Gees, the music, and it's good. Have you heard of the Bee Gees?
That means nothing to me.
Have you heard of them? Have you seen the Robin Gibb show on Saturday Night Live?
No.
Oh my God, Callie. That's funny stuff. I'll send you some links.
Juliet has been shocked with me all morning. I don't drink coffee. I've never ordered a Diet Coke before at a restaurant.
That is bonkers. I just can't believe it. I'm going to put a poll up. Is it normal to have never ordered a Diet Coke at a restaurant?
Juliet, you owe these people some polls because we also need to do a poll for which Love Island season we're going to rewatch.
Yes.
Which also I did get a few DMs about that and people are excited.
Good. I think season 5 seems to be what people want. But
yeah. Season 5 is Molly May and Tommy, but it's just like there's so many other characters on season 5 that are so good.
Are Molly, May, and Tommy. I think one thing I'm going to miss, though, is I just like love watching Love Island, knowing that it's like so recent and like I'm a part of it's like watching sports. It's like it's unfolding in real time.
Yeah, and then you can like go on the internet and find a million clips on it.
Yeah. Like the other night I couldn't sleep. And I had some work to do. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do my work now. So I woke up and I hadn't watched Warrior Sons. And so I watched it on the replay in the background while I was doing work. And it was like a condensed game. It was on ESPN, but they would like, it was condensed because they only had a certain period of time. And it was like really weird because then like the ticker was still going at the bottom. And it was like showing me the final score of like Warriors, just hold on or whatever. And I just like liked the background noise because I like hoops or whatever. But it's kind of like that. It's like watching, when you watch it, go back and watch an old season, you like know what happened. And I don't know what happened with any other season, basically. I know what happened with 5 and 8. Well, so like maybe I should avoid
I don't think you don't know what happened.
No, I just know the winning couple.
You don't know the winning couple.
Okay. Well, I know with 8, that's for sure.
Well, I'm assuming, I've only heard you talk about Molly, May, and Tommy. Do you know other couples from season 5?
No.
Yeah, they don't
They
win.
didn't win? Oh, okay, great.
No.
Then I'll watch. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I wish I'd gone into it thinking they won. All right, we'll come back to this in a second.
Yeah.
More Bachelor. Anyone have a redemption for you from this woman tell all?
Maybe Christina Mandrell.
Okay.
I liked
she
her
just sort of
response.
like apologized.
Like,
She just sort of like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think that she apologized while also just being like, it's kind of who I am. Like,
Yeah.
I can't be what everybody wants me to be. And like, she's like, you're right. I probably should have shut up, but that's not how I responded. I responded in like, oh, I need to over explain, which made it worse. And she's like, but you know, I'm glad that I'm able to watch myself back. I'm glad you guys can tell me all this thing so that I can be a better person. And I just thought, I was like, that's like the best way to answer it. Like, she didn't do it. Like, she wasn't saying like, she didn't try to give all these excuses. She wasn't trying to say that she did it the right way and she wouldn't change anything. Like, on the opposite end of it, like Kat, I was like, shut up. Like, I hated how she handled the whole thing.
Blonde Kat, right? Kat with a C?
No. Who's Kat with a C?
The blonde who's like really chatty, who's not Brooklyn. The other blonde. She's a very round face. Whatever. So you mean Kat as in Catherine, who like we thought was going to win.
Oh. Kat with a C. I know who you're talking about now. I'm talking about Catherine with a K. I did not like how she handled her like situation with Charity. Like, she's like, we apologized and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, I mean, you didn't really apologize. We all watched it. It wasn't a real apology.
My favorite apology clarification came from Kylie when she was like, I just want to make it clear. This Anastasia and I did talk, but we're not good. I love Kylie. She's the best.
Also, she was like, you didn't come to me being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I perpetuated a stereotype and through microaggressions and tried to get everyone on board. But I am worried about how this makes me look. So what do we do from here? I really that was funny. But yeah, so I think Christina, I like her. I don't like her spray tan hands. I like her.
Me neither. What do you think about Jess, who did the kind of like, I'm proud of me situation? I guess here's my take. She's really young. So I'm like, I guess like she's having a good moment to help her be stronger as she moves forward. But like, you came on the show and to be like, I'm proud of myself in the breakup. It's just like, the likelihood of this ending in a breakup for you is very, very, very high. So I don't know, like if you're just reviewing it as like an exercise in like how to survive a breakup, then I guess that's good. But then why did you go on this show?
I don't know if you did, but I saw like a lot of content on social about how Zach like didn't understand her and it was fair for her to have those feelings and blah, 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 blah. And I know you also kind of felt that way.
Well, I just felt like he had no empathy for her at all. Yes, I did feel that way.
And there was a ton of support for her, similar to what you were saying. And so I felt like she felt very empowered on the tell-all.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
she was like, yeah,
everyone's on my side about this. Yeah.
Can pursue my truth.
She comes across incredibly young to me.
Incredibly young. Yeah.
I did think she looked great. less sparkles. I'm glad she addressed the sparkle situation.
Me too. Someone must have told her to. I have a hard time believing this woman looked back on the show and was like, shit, the sparkles.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like the joke because clearly it was planted. Like, was it the glitter or whatever it was? But I'm glad she pointed it out and could laugh at herself. I thought that was good. But like, did she need to go to the hot seat? Not for me.
Didn't need that time with her.
I'm totally fine with not having Jess in the hot seat. I do think she'll be great on Paradise.
I do too. I mean, Kylie's going to be the best, but yes, she'll be good. And then I hope we get Genevieve. I feel like we're going to, based on how she spoke and was just kind of taking the reins.
Top 4 Paradise. I'm drafting.
Okay.
By the way, we never even addressed our draft at the end of the... Oh, I guess we're not at the end yet, but
we can do
I have
next
no
week.
one left, so... I have Kylie.
Okay.
Kat with a K.
Okay.
Brooklyn and Jess.
Wow. Okay, I'm taking Kylie. We can overlap, right? Just personal preferences. We're just doing a big board. My big board has Kylie number 1, Brooklyn number 2. I think Mercedes number 3. I feel like Mercedes is going to shine in Paradise. As the leader of the twerking, it seems like she's obviously like the girls like her and she's fun. It just didn't play on this show.
Yeah.
And number 4, I think Christina Mandrell. Although I don't think she'll go on. Maybe she will.
The reason why I say Kat with a K is because she just seems like a tad delusional.
Definitely delusional. I just think she seems really self-centered. Like the world is only as far as her nose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Very into herself.
Yes.
Also,
not a lot of...
She's one of those people that I think her entire life she's been so pretty.
Yeah.
Which means you can do and say whatever you want and get away with it 99% of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. She just seems like so surprised that as a result that she didn't make it further.
Yeah. I think that she still, as a woman tell all, was still like, I still need to understand. How did I not win?
Yeah. I know.
I'm shocked. Like, everyone is shocked. I'm like, everyone's not shocked. You are. Everyone else is not that shocked.
We all saw it. This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 Bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements. So many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You might say all kinds of stuff when things go wrong, but these are the words you really need to remember. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. They've got options to fit your unique insurance needs, meaning you can talk to your agent to choose the coverage you need. Have coverage options to protect the things you value most. File a claim right on the State Farm mobile app and even reach a real person when you need to talk to someone. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We did talk a little bit about race on this episode, but we didn't talk about the Greer apology. I have to say, we'll come back to Greer in one moment. Jessie was also pretty horrible in that situation. He was sort of carrying water for everyone, but him being like, the show historically has done a horrible job of dealing with these issues, so we're going to hit it head on, and we're so lucky to have Dr. Clark in the audience. And I was just like, this is not it. This is not how you do it. That was really rough. What did you think of what Greer had to say?
Honestly, Greer was fine to me. She was the best part of all of it, to be completely honest.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess you can't win.
I'm sorry.
But like,
I called her Dr. Clark. Sorry, let me just correct myself. I said Dr. Clark. Her name was Dr. Kira Banks, and she's the co-founder, the Institute for Healing, Justice, and Equity at St. Louis University.
I don't watch the show for this. So that's one.
Yeah.
Two, you're not going to be able to get to where we want to get to in a minute and a half. It's not going to happen. Also, it's not that the show has done a terrible job addressing the situation. Like, the show has done a terrible job casting. The show has done a terrible job doing any sort of research on the people that they bring on the show. The show has done, it's just, I don't like it. I don't like how he said that. I also don't like that we had this huge thing with Greer. And although I do think she handled it like as good as you can, but Eric literally 1 season ago didn't have to say anything about it.
So I think that's why they brought Dr. Banks in, was because of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And why they made Greer say something. But I'm just like, of course it would be the women that have to start it off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Also, by the way, like, they made Rachel do it too. So I'm like, I don't get it. The 2 times it's happened with women, they've had to do it, and men just like have never had to do it ever.
What do you mean with Rachel?
Like, they brought Rachel on stage and had her talk about everything, and her and Matt had to do a whole fucking 45 minutes of like
that Rachel. Sorry.
Yeah.
So many Rachels.
Yeah. I'm like, so like it had happened before, Eric. They'd made Rachel do this whole apology tour for something much less offensive than full blackface. And Eric just never had to say or do anything. Like, it's just weird to me that like the women have had to own or sit in their shit and like the men haven't. I will say I liked how Greer worded what she said. Instead of being like, I made a mistake and blah, 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 blah. She was like, no, what I did was racist. Or what the girl did was racist. Defending it was racist. Like, I think her just like flat out saying it and being like, it was wrong. They're like, all I can do, I can't go back in time. All I can do is be better, blah, blah, blah. Do I need to hear about her research? Do I need to hear that she sat down with Dr. Kira? I don't. But like, I think what actually came out of her mouth is like pretty much all you can do.
Yeah. I had 2 thoughts about it, just in terms of like the execution. I agree with everything you just said. And I hadn't thought about it, but it's a really good point that like these 2 young women, Rachel Kirkconnell and Greer, have had to like confront it, while Eric just got to move to Venice and break up with Gabby. I don't know if he dumped her and now he's dating a model. But I had 2 thoughts about Dr. Kira Banks. I was like, on the one hand, I found it like really cynical that they had her be in the audience and asked her to speak for a moment. Like, they're just like, okay, this covers it. But on the other hand, I went to Dr. Kira Banks' website and I'm like, maybe she'd be a good speaker that like I should look into. So I was like, I guess there is that. That I was like, you know what? It's good to give resources. I still think what the show did is very cynical. But on the other hand, like, I'm happy to know about Dr. Kira and like to look into the institute that she co-founded. Like, I'm glad to have a resource. So I guess thank you. And then Greer's apology, I thought seemed like very rehearsed and scripted, which, you know what? That's probably for the best. Like, let's make sure that Greer has the language to say what she wants to say. And she's not an actress, so if she can't deliver it completely naturally, I guess that's just how it goes. I guess I'm glad some thought went into it, but the way that she delivered it made me wonder if it was genuine or not. But time will tell. Hopefully it is.
I will say, like, in that situation, I think anyone's going to rehearse it. Also,
yeah, and you should. You should.
Yeah, she also had already met with Dr. Kira Banks, so I'm sure she talked to her about it, because she even said, like, I put an apology up on my Instagram, but what I didn't say was that what I did was race. Like, I just feel like it did show some form of accountability, because a lot of people wouldn't want to name it, would not want to. There a lot. I would say majority of people, especially that are on or watch The Bachelor, are not going to go on national television and say they did something racist.
Yeah,
they would rather say I made a mistake.
It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I guess credit to her. I just want to say very little credit to the show. This is not like making up for also having Michelle Young go to the Eric and Gabby finale and then not addressing it. Like, that's fucked up. Caitlin Bristow has talked about that. Messed up.
The show still has a long way to go when it comes to that. But I'm not mad at Greer at all. I think that her actually saying the word choice to me was strong, rehearsed or not.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And I guess
this sort of,
we'll never know if it's genuine from anyone.
I will say Rachel Kirkconnell seems like she's genuinely and quietly tried to learn and also change and be a resource. So that's cool to see. Like, I think, I hope that for people who do racist things and come from, like racist actions, like can change. So that's good.
Yeah.
I think just an issue like that reality TV is running into is that so much of reality TV is not real, is not actually like quote unquote real, but it does really reflect a lot of the continued racial problems and gender inequity in society. But then once they like hold the mirror up, there's no way to like change it. Like there's no way to address it and kind of like have like a productive conversation about it. Because none of these shows are built for it. Like the colorism conversation and the Potomac reunion, this conversation, like, yeah, I just don't really like once you see it and people are like, yeah, that's fucked up. Like, I don't really know what's supposed to happen after that. And I don't have an answer for that. But I guess this is just sort of like a reality TV conundrum of like, once you hold up the mirror to show the ugliness that still exists, like what do we do next? And I truly have no idea.
To kind of like piggyback that, I also just like, no one is watching reality television for these conversations. No one is watching reality television thinking that you guys are going to like solve these problems. So also like the 5-minute conversation on the problem, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm glad it's being brought up, but this is like, do I think y'all are the experts that should be talking about this? Probably not.
Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't say it's counterproductive. I think the Greer moment was definitely not counterproductive, but it's not like so productive. It's just I don't really know how to fix it. I do think that The Bachelor's increased representation, increased diversity, casting many more Black men and women has been noticeable and has made the show more representative, like and better. But I just like, it's a flawed, fucked up show. So it can only do so much. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to excuse it by any means, but I just don't really know what the answer is. It's like the most real, like I said, like the most real thing of reality TV is showing the ugliness that still exists.
Yeah. There's no answers.
That's one of the reasons the challenge is fun. It has a lot of its own problems, but it has a less pronounced, like it has like a less self-conscious approach to some of these issues, which makes it more fun to watch.
Similar to The Real World.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just like living situations instead of it being so like I feel like we learned from like watching different people and how they react to it, and it was like more real. I don't know.
Yeah, and they fought. Like when Julie and Kevin had that famous season 1 fight in New York. I mean, that was like exposing her background, where she comes from, and exposing how I don't mean to use the word expose, but it was like really like showing you how this plays out in a much more verite type of way. And because they're able to fight, and because then they have to live together and like sit with it, it is like a much more productive. I think that's more productive, but I don't know. It's sort of it's a central issue with reality TV right now, and that it reflects the problem, but then does nothing to like be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Love Island? Another show with plenty of problems, but not as many. Listen, Callie and I know who won. We just got to be honest. We won't say it. I got in big trouble last time when I revealed the season 8 winners in advance. So we're not going to say it here in case you don't know, but just FYI, we do know. But we want to talk about what happened with the house turning on Jessie. What? The villa. Liv turning on Jessie. That's fucked up shit. I hate Liv.
Jessie is annoying, but Liv's worse. So
Liv is awful. Liv is evil.
Yeah. To me,
why isn't she getting accused of playing the game more?
It has to happen this up. You haven't watched last night's, right?
No.
Yeah, me either. It has to be coming. It has to be coming because she has talked so much shit about every single person in the villa. Every single person.
And like, she didn't even have any examples of what Jessie did that just like didn't sit right. I'm just like, what are you talking about?
But she's just playing the game. She's like, okay, Jessie did something wrong. A few people are annoyed with her. So let me just pile on so that we can all be annoyed with her and get her out of here. Like, she's totally just trying to make sure if any couple stumbles, she's pushing them down the stairs so that her and Maxwell can win. Which, like, there's just not a world where they win.
No. Maxwell hasn't spoken. Like, I haven't heard the sound of his voice in weeks.
6 episodes. Yeah. So it's just not happening. But Jessie, while she annoys me and like what she did annoyed me, because I'm like, your boyfriend's fine. Why are you getting into this? Like, it was really weird.
It's just the biggest indication of what she'll be like as a girlfriend. She'll be a Budinsky, and it's not what you want.
I haven't heard that word in so long.
I'm rewatching Felicity, and there's an episode where Felicity keeps referring to herself as a Budinsky, and that's why I said it.
Okay, that's why. I'm like, that's been like at least a decade since I've heard that word.
Well, it was in season 1, so it's like 25 years ago. Felicity said that.
That makes sense. But yeah, no, I did not like it, whatever. But for Liv to have an opinion on it, I'm like, you're not even dating Tom or Will. Why do you care? Like, I know she wishes she was. In the Snog, Marry, Pie game, when she married Tom, I was like, of course.
Of course.
You're gonna marry
she's
Tom.
just like wanted Tom the whole time. Yeah.
Obsessed with him. And Ron pointing it out really made me do a 180 on him. I think I said that already, but like made me like him.
I like how the narrative with Ron has evolved to like Ron is too good at talking. Maybe this is my Reddit informed opinion, but it seems like people on Reddit are like, Ron is too good. Like, Ron speaks in a way like other people don't understand, or like he just talks in a way that they don't really get. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm down.
I have been spoiled a lot. Like, once I found out who won, I was just like, okay, I'm stopping at every single Love Island TikTok at this point. So I've seen interviews. I've seen clips that I haven't seen yet on the show. Like, I've seen a lot. I do think that, and I assume that Reddit is up to date because that's who spoiled it for you.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Ron gets himself into trouble talking in the last couple of episodes.
Yes. I watched that clip as well.
So
talking strat.
Yeah.
Whatever. When do they get their phones back? The show's over and some people have not gotten their phones back yet.
How do you know? They get their phones back right away.
Because I'm looking on their Instagram and
they all have
their bios.
They all have their phones back at this point.
Oh, okay. I watched Casey do a Q&A and I sent it to you. Casey
so
revealed
good.
that he's 6 foot tall. So if Casey's saying he's 6 foot tall, I'm going to say he's 5'11" actually, which is fine. It's good. But the fact that Kai and Tom are 6'5", I'm just like, wow. I had no idea. Kai does not have 6'5" energy.
Jordan 6'6".
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. It explains a lot about Tom. Just explains so much.
I loved
it. The Q&A.
I loved it. I also was like, yeah, I love the Q&A. I love that he's 6 feet tall, supposedly. And I was like, yeah, America needs to adopt this strategy of like short is 6 feet. I really really like that. And I sent it to my Love Island group chat and I was like, this is how it needs to be here too. And everyone in my group chat was just like, yeah, like totally agree. And then the one guy was like, fine, and this guy is under 6 feet. He was like, fine, if 6 feet is the shortest that can be on a reality television show, then girls aren't allowed to wear fake eyelashes. Don't know what the correlation is, but he's just like, the fake eyelashes are insane. So no fake eyelashes and no men under 6 feet.
I think good fake eyelashes are not insane. But
I wear fake eyelashes and I love them.
Yeah, it's pretty common. But yeah, the ones on this show are like absolutely huge.
They're like wings.
Yeah.
Like blink too much and you're lifting off the ground.
Tanya's come off so easily. I'm like, how do they even stay on in the first place? When you see her take them off at night?
I don't wear those type of fake eyelashes, so I don't know how hard they are to take on and off.
I thought they were usually kind of
they like individually put them on your eyelashes.
Right. And that's why they look more natural and less like wings.
Natural.
But
yeah. But I feel like people,
I don't
don't you
know.
see people just like pulling them off all the time on reality television?
I guess I'm surprised they come off that easily. I think in the last couple episodes, I've just seen Tanya do it. So that's it reminded me.
Yeah, I don't know how hard they normally, on a day-to-day, I don't know how hard it is to pull them off. I just know they don't look good.
No fake eyelashes and no men under 6 feet. It's good rules.
Yeah. So those are our new standards for reality television.
I thought it also, back to what we were saying a few minutes ago, Will being like, I am livid. And it's like, are you? You're just saying you're livid. Like, let's see it. But I guess we probably will.
Also, I can't believe we talked about all of this. The most annoying of them all, to me, was Claudia. I know you don't like Casey. But Casey doesn't have to like Claudia. Like, I'm just like, I don't get why, like, if he doesn't feel it, why are you mad that he doesn't feel it?
Sammy was the best in this. She was like, he's not for you. If he doesn't like you, he's not for you. She was also sick of it. She was trying to talk her down. Well, I felt bad for Claudia. It was embarrassing.
Stop. Like, everything. Yeah, she was like, and they just went straight to the terrace. And Sammy's like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
If he doesn't like you, then like, why are we still worried about this? Also, Sammy was like, great point, by the way. Sammy is all-star material.
I know. I love Sammy.
Sammy was like, I know you like him the best in here, but like there's only 8 options. Like, who cares? There's other guys. These aren't the only 8 options in the world.
Yeah, it's like these have been pre-selected for you by people who don't even know you. It's like, it's a TV show. Sammy is really, she's very level-headed. Great. I'd like to have her in a relationship crisis by my side. Thanks, Sammy. Also, Tom being like, when he sees Sammy in the Hideaway retreat, and he's like, this is the best moment of my life. I was just like this. He came off so like dumb, horny guy. It was hilarious and also kind of gross.
I loved it. I loved it so much. Also, she looked so good.
She's so gorgeous.
So good.
Have you watched Daisy Jones and the Six?
Yeah, weirdly. I'm on the last episode.
Camila Moroni, who plays the wife.
Is that how you say her name?
I think so. Leonardo DiCaprio's ex.
Marone.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say Sammy's like the most beautiful person on TV right now, but it's Camila Moroni. She's just so stunning.
Yeah.
Do you know her? Do you know her?
Yeah. She's really pretty.
No, I just feel like you're like, don't want to say anything because you like know her personally or something.
No, I've met her a few times and I like could not say enough nice things about her. For someone being that pretty, but she's like abnormally pretty.
Yeah, like, she's stunning. It's like also, distracting.
In the show, I think they purposely tried to make her less attractive.
Yeah. They tried to make her look like a yeah.
She's still so attractive. Like, she doesn't wear a lot of makeup ever. And in person, like, it looks like she has no makeup on. And you're just like, whoa, you're just crazy pretty. Like, it's shockingly pretty. And she's just so opposite of Kat. Like, I don't know if she knows she's pretty.
Kat?
From Bachelor.
The Bachelor? Oh.
Yeah, Kat with the K, who like clearly her whole life has been told she's pretty and like
Kat
only is like worried about himself.
She's so lucky to be in a conversation with Camila Morone right now. It's not even the same.
Well, no, I mean, Camila is way prettier, but I mean, they're both really pretty, but I think Camila's way prettier. But I'm just saying, like, usually people that are that pretty aren't that nice and not that goofy and like, you know what I mean? Like, she's just, my experiences with her, which were a while ago, but it's just, it was shocking for someone that pretty to be like that normal, down to earth, nice, kind. So,
well, it's great to hear. I'm a fan of hers. Anyway, back to Sammy.
Sammy
Tom agrees.
I also think she's gotten prettier as the season's gone on.
I think she looks better with less styling. It's not even like less makeup, but a lot of it's her hair. I don't like a lot of her hair choices.
Also, like the tanner she's gotten, it's been good.
Yeah.
And then seeing her personality, which also Casey addressed in his Q&A, just like, she's really funny. She's great. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that moment, Tom was just like I'll do whatever you ask me to do.
Literally anything.
And I was like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people would feel that way.
Even handcuff me to a lamp at a weird height. Sure. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
You texted me something about Tom where
I said he seemed very dumb without his mates.
I was going to say his intelligence doesn't shine without his friends, but sure. That's exactly what you texted me. He seems really dumb without his mates. I don't know if I don't think he's like super smart, but I feel like he's pretty the same all the time.
I think he just was
I really like it. I like it. I'm into it.
I like him too. I think he just was so horny for Sammy that he like couldn't use words. And so he was like, he just seemed really like ridiculous.
But, like they never get time together alone.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
sure he was just like,
I'm not criticizing.
Also,
well, I'm criticizing him being dumb, but I'm not criticizing him being in that situation.
Tom isn't an OG, right? Oh, he is an OG.
No, he's a bombshell. He was the first bombshell, I think.
Okay, you're right. I think the very first one, like of the entire show, right?
Yeah, he was.
And then Zara came.
Yeah.
So he's adjacent OG. He's been in there a long time.
He's basically been there the entire time.
Yeah.
Except for like a few days.
He's been in there 8 weeks or whatever it is and is finally getting alone time. He's probably out of his mind.
Remember Harris? It's like, who remembers that guy?
Oh God, yeah.
Harris with one R.
I was trying to remember who the OG women are because a lot of them lasted. Tanya was an OG woman. Liv was an OG woman. Lana was an OG woman.
Tanyelle and Molly May.
Tanyelle?
Yeah, and Molly May. Anna May.
I have no idea who Anna May is.
She coupled up with Kai. She had long brown hair. She didn't last very long. She was into like
truly,
podcasts.
I can't even picture her.
Well, Anna May. Google her. It was her. Anna May, Tanyelle, Tanya, Lana, and unfortunately Olivia.
Anna May.
Is it common for the original girls to last that long?
OGs last the longest for sure, but I felt like even the guy, like a good chunk of them lasted a long time.
Yeah.
I do not remember ever seeing. Oh, she had really crazy eyelashes. I remember her now.
She did, yeah. I think she was Irish or Scottish. I can't remember. She was not English.
I remember her.
All right, everybody. Okay. Callie remembers Anna May, so I think it's time for us to go. Thank you to our producer, Ashleigh Smith. We'll be back for next week. See you then.